So I know that PragerU is flat out ridiculous, and at this point it's kinda stupid to debunk one of their videos, cause everyone knows that they're trash. But since the channel somehow has over 2 million subscribers, I guess there's some people that don't know their videos are trash. So today I'm debunking Who Should Win the Nobel Peace Prize by PragerU. And if you ask me that question, I would have to say anyone who partakes in a revolution against the US, since it is the largest military force and among the most imperialist nations around today.
The Nobel Peace Prize was given out to people who truly made the world a more peaceful place. One group would win every year: the United States military.
Giving a peace award to any branch of the US government would be like giving a science award to the Flat Earth Society.
How can you award a peace prize to a group whose purpose is to fight wars?
Yes, I am.
How? Because the reason we are free, the reason anyone on Earth today is free, is ultimately thanks to the US military. They saved the free world from German domination in the First World War.
The US joined World War I 1 year before it ended. That was a war that we did, or not we, that the US at the time did next to nothing in.
They saved the free world from Japanese and German fascism in the Second World War.
Most of the fight against the Axis powers was done by the Soviet Union and China.
They saved the free world from communism in the Cold War.
That's right, they saved so many people kicking and screaming. And while the people who they were supposedly saving fought their hardest against them and begged them to stop as they mowed down the children, but I guess that's just how you save people.
Security, the protection of citizens from an external foe, is not a given. Far from it. It's the product of the hard work of American military men and women who stand guard 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, every year. And they've been doing so for as long as any of us can remember. The First World War, the Second World War, the Cold War, the Korean War, both Iraq wars, the Afghan War.
And I've already explained why none of what he just said, and seems to be pointlessly reiterating, is true. Maybe good, decent, and free for those who are in power at the top 1% of one side of the conflict, but not by the standards of everyone else involved. All of the things that he just listed happen in the US to nearly the same extent that they do in Vietnam and Laos. Actually, it's more like 1.2 million, and that's because most of them wanted to restore the territory to the French Empire.
Open-air concentration camp like its northern neighbor is because America came to South Korea's defense nearly 70 years ago. To this day, we still have 30,000 troops stationed there to protect the free South from the unfree North.
Sure, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that in that one war we did make some difference for good when no other nation intervened, so I'll give you that one. So let's see, that's 1 point you got, and then I have about 7 at this point, so...
Conflicts that were never fought because our adversaries feared the consequences of American military involvement.
So you're admitting that your goal is to rule by fear and terror. I was about to accuse you of that, but since you openly admitted it, I guess you're doing the rebuttal for me. Thanks.
The U.S. military has been and remains as close to a global sheriff as exists on planet Earth.
Well, then the sheriff you're talking about is incredibly corrupt and will hopefully get fired. I mean, I admit most cops in the US are like that, but most people acknowledge that that's very far from ideal. And I would argue that the UN acts more as a global sheriff.
Ask yourself this very simple question. What if China disarmed? Or Iran? Or North Korea? Or Russia? Think the world would be a better or worse place? The question answers itself.
For China, at least, it would be a worse place, as China's the opposing force to the US in the world right now, economically. And if one nation exists with no imposing force, then it will inevitably grow corrupt as nothing exists to challenge it. Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Disarm. Think China stays out of Taiwan or Hong Kong? Iran out of Israel? North Korea out of South Korea? Russia out of Eastern Europe?
With the US around, Russia's already invading Eastern Europe, and despite our immense military, the US is doing next to nothing about it. And as for China and Iran, those are relatively small consequences to pay for a world free of global imperialism. Also, China wouldn't become a dominant power with no one to oppose them then, as Russia would likely rise to fill part of the vacuum left by the US, this time simply a adversary on the lower side as opposed to with the upper hand. Anyway, that's all for today, because my life has a lot of stuff going on in it, so there's also going to be a two-part video where I debunk the latter half of their video and the second part of this, which should come out the same day.